Hello again, everybody. This is Takedown. Let's head out to Boston. Are you kidding me? The Dropkick Murphys, one of the great bands out of the East, to start this interview off, brought to you in part by our friends at Clinch Gear, clinchgear.com, and by the 2013 NCAA Wrestling Championships, the host site there, the city of Des Moines. I'm Scott Casper. Our special guest is a young man who obviously is, ranks high in the marks when it comes to academics, but he also is an incredible wrestler. He has a new job. He joins us now, J.P. O'Connor. J.P., how are you?
I'm doing very well, Scott. Thanks for having me on.
A new job, man. It seems like only yesterday you were wrestling for the Crimson, and it's not too far out of my realm of expectation to think that you might be staying there. True or not?
This is true. I think the people at Harvard thought they could give me a diploma a couple of years ago, and I'd be on my way. But little did they know that wasn't enough to get rid of me.
So what you're saying is that they weren't getting off easy.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, Jay Weiss told me that you indeed would be joining his coaching staff, which I think is rather it's a great opportunity. Here's why. Here's what I draw the conclusion to. And that is a young man who absolutely has all the skills that it takes to be an NCAA champ. He's had some injuries. But I'm talking about Walter Peppelman. We'll get past all the Peppelman talk here in a minute. But is this an obligation that's going to be a part of your job as a coach on staff for Harvard?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think, everybody in that office wants to get Walter to the top of the podium. He was able to get on the podium last year, and we saw definitely flashes of brilliance from him. We were really happy with, the way he went in there and wrestled hard at the NCAA Championship last year in Philadelphia. But he definitely has the potential to be a national champion, at least once and potentially twice. He's got 2 years left. So that's what we want for him, and I know that he wants that for himself. So I'm going to help him any way that I can, and I'm excited to do so.
Yeah, we're talking to a young man that knows what it means to win for Harvard, knows what it means to win in the NCAA championships, and he has a new job as a coach at Harvard. J.P. O'Connor, our guest. J.P., his record last year pretty solid, 33-9, finished 8th on the box, and which is good enough for an All-American status, but barely. In other words, squeaking by. He had some injuries to deal with. Is he 100%?
Yeah, he's 100%. He had his sophomore year, he had a relatively serious elbow injury, but he's well past that now. He rehabbed and took some time off, and put a lot of time in the weight room, and he's big and strong and healthy as ever.
All right, young man, I got to tell you, Jay Weiss has credited you with being one of those guys that has meant, Harvard being a national power. Well, you were the third national champion for this institution in all these years. You're doing so in 2010 when you claimed that 57-pound championship title. It was a heck of a battle. 6-4 win over Cal Poly's Chase Pammy, if you recall. Of course you do. You finished your senior campaign perfect. How did that feel? I mean, was that a big breath for you, or did you kind of expect it from yourself?
Well, I definitely expected it from myself, and I don't think I would have gotten to the top had I not. And to be honest with you, coming in, I thought that I could be a national champion multiple times, and for one reason or another, that didn't happen. But my senior year was all about no regrets and leaving it all out on the mat, and really just wrestling to my potential. And I was able to do that.
I know you gave Burroughs some incredible stuff to write about on your way to that perfect year, 35-0. By the way, doing my homework, EIWA and Ivy League Wrestler of the Year last year also. The only Crimson wrestler to ever complete an undefeated season. Yet 35 wins, that ranks fourth most in program history. So you've, solidly got your foot into the record books at Harvard. I got to believe you're kind of proud of that.
I'm absolutely proud of that. And records in wrestling are one of those things that I think when you're done, you look back and you're proud of them. But when you're going through it, when you're going through daily activities throughout your career, it's just about having a good day, and then the next day having a good day. And it's the same thing with matches. You prepare for one opponent and you never look past anybody, and that's how it is, whether it's a dual meet or whether it's the conference tournament or the NCAA championship. You prepare for one match and you go out there and you wrestle as hard as you can potentially, and then you move on. And you're never really, at least myself, speaking for myself, I was never really aware of where I was in terms of wins, career wins, season wins, et cetera. But it's nice looking back to see, that I was able to have an impact on Harvard wrestling, and I'm excited. I haven't left, so I'm excited to be here and to have this new position, and hopefully, I'm sure Jay's going to challenge me every single day, and hopefully I can rise.
Do you have a fantasy wrestling team?
I don't.
No, but if I did, and here's the deal, I got to challenge myself not to, because it'd be easy for me to pick favorites. But if I did, my dream team would include you at $157. How's that?
That's very, very nice of you. I appreciate that. It brings a smile to my face.
Let's go to international competition. My dream team would still be full because there would be 4 or 5 guys at 63. Or in your case, 74 kilos. How do you see your weight class? Because part of your job at Harvard is going to be to lead by example, train by example, lead by example, compete by example. You've got tournaments that you're scheduled to do, tournaments that you will be scheduled to do. 2012 Olympics in London, you've got to get through April. In other words, April, Iowa City. You're going to get through that Olympic team trial that takes place at Carver Hawkeye Arena. And it's going to be a special weekend for wrestling fans being in that hallowed ground of Carver Hawkeye, but it's going to be a special weekend for a whole lot of kids, man. Let's talk about your particular weight class. It starts with a guy named Jordan Burroughs.
Yeah, he's a pretty tough competitor. I wrestled him in college, and obviously was in the same weight class with him a couple times at the NCAA tournament, and he's one of those guys who just continued to develop, really come into his own, and obviously had a stellar college career, and has not skipped a beat. He went to Istanbul and won a world title, and that's awesome. Some people can, if you're a competitor, you can view it two ways. You can be concerned, oh no, this guy's in my weight class, or you can appreciate what he's done, and have that be motivation for you. If I can, obviously there are guys that I'm going to have to beat to get to him in Iowa, because I'm going to have to go through that mini tournament. But if I can, win that spot, that Olympic spot, then I have a chance to win Olympic gold and bring that gold back to the United States. So that's how I'm approaching it. And obviously you gotta appreciate what he's done, but in the same vein, I'm preparing to compete against him and hopefully win.
Is the fall a special time to be a wrestler at Harvard, running along the Charles, spending time in the square or in the yard, as it were? Taking a walk through Cambridge, around Torrey Row and all that. Is it a special time to be a part of Harvard wrestling in the fall?
I'm obviously a little bit biased. I just came off a 4-year college career here, and then last year I was around training in the Harvard wrestling room and utilizing the facilities here at Harvard, and now I'm an assistant coach. So I have to say I'm a little biased, but I think this place, it's the best place in the world, and I love it. I'm challenged every single day. When I was a student, I was challenged in the classrooms, and I was challenged obviously on the wrestling mat, and now I'm being challenged in other ways, and I think this place has really allowed me to grow into the young man that I am today, and I'm so thankful.
Wow.
So thankful for that. And, fall's awesome. You get the changing leaves, and Charles River's beautiful. The humidity is down, which is nice. That kind of can be a killer in the summer, but I absolutely love it.
Amen and amen to that. We're talking to a fine young man, J.P. O'Connor, not only a national champion, but he understands what it means to give to this sport. Given time, given effort, blood, sweat, and tears, all that dedication to being a champion, not just for Harvard, but now, in fact, on his shoulders is the opportunity to wrestle and represent Harvard on the world stage, and that is a great opportunity indeed. And when we're talking about Burroughs, we're talking about more than that. We're talking about a loaded weight class of which you're a member of. So in other words, Andrew Howe, Jordan Burroughs, all those cats at 63 or 74 kilos also have to go through you. And that's the big challenge. That's the other side of the coin. If you have a two-sided coin, man, there's one that you focus on, and that's up to you. You've got to make your determination where your focus is going to be. Obviously, yours is on you and your performance. True or not?
This is very, very true. I control my own destiny, so I work hard every day knowing that.
Dude, I am reading you like a book today, I got to tell you. Go back, by the way. I never did congratulate you. Your high school career of 238 wins and 12 losses it's almost unfathomable to me how many wrestling matches that is, how many practices that represents, how many times you got driven to practice by your family, how many times the coach had to say whatever to you, how many singles, doubles, high crotch shots, how many different moves over the years that actually represents, and it's absolutely astronomical.
It's been an incredibly fun ride, Scott. It really has, and I think what you're hinting at, and you're absolutely right. I would not be where I'm at today. I would not be as successful as I've been without the support of my family and phenomenal coaching ever since I was a little kid. Scott Green was my high school coach. He's now at Wyoming Seminary, kicking butt there.
Good.
Yeah, he's a great coach, and I owe a lot to him, and I owe a lot to Jay and Pat Owen, and all the coaches who came before them. Sean Harrington, he just took the position at Boston University. I owe a lot to him, and I'm sure I'm missing 100 people, but I absolutely wouldn't be where I'm at today without those people, and I definitely realize that, and hopefully I thank them enough. I'm sure I don't, but I definitely appreciate everything you've done for me.
J.P. O'Connor, he is exhibiting the very evolution that he studied, that of human evolutionary biology. How about that? And that was not so much a degree; it was a concentrator, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, that was my major in college.
Okay, so it was your major. Okay, Yep. Of course, you people at Harvard have like a different word for everything, and so do Bostonians.
They call it the concentration, but you say concentration, people look at you and like you got two heads, and then you remember, oh wait, not everybody calls it that. It's a major. It's the same thing.
Yeah, some people go to schools in the Big East.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that? I'm teasing. All right, JP, you said your thanks. Jay Weiss, obviously looking forward to the future. He very good hire by Harvard, and I'm sure the Crimson Faithful will be responding with a big round of applause for the home dual meet. When do you guys kick off the season?
We start off at the tournament in Binghamton Open. I believe it's the weekend of November 11th, 12th, 13th, and then we have a few home meets in January, and we'll be wrestling strong.
And then it's on, baby. It's on. J.P. O'Connor, the newest member of the coaching staff for Jay Weiss and that of the Harvard Crimson. Hey, J.P., thanks for the time, man. And a big thank you to my buddy, too, Andrew Chesbrough, who's just so cooperative and so great, keeping me in touch with everything that's going on at Harvard. I appreciate that.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
And you'd notice your band's back, right? Shipping Up to Boston, actually, is the name of the song. The band, Dropkick Murphys. There they go. We appreciate it. Thanks, JP. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Scott Casper. This is Takedown.